Anyone who uses the word retard around a person with a disability has to be an absolute idiot. I mean, I can't imagine any educated person, any thinking person wanting to do that. But lots of people do that every day, and they're rude and offensive and just plain stupid themselves. Okay? I have firsthand experience with people with disabilities, and I'm here to tell you that the wounds of discrimination and prejudice are lasting, and they're memorable, and they lacerate the soul. And whenever the word retard is used in the media or by some, public official or in the movie or something like that, the fine folks at Special Olympics want you to know that it's wrong, and they respond to it, and they send out press releases, and it gets quite a bit of media attention. Well, it really gets the wrong type of media attention, in my opinion, because what it does, it really casts people with disabilities in a very negative light. It makes them victims of a verbal assault. Now, any opportunity to cast them in a positive light where they can be constructive and helpful instead of helpless really is overlooked for a temporary media opportunity to cast them as victims of just a bunch of stupid people using the wrong words. Well, I wanted to correct that, and so I emailed the chairman and chief executive officer of Special Olympics, Sammy Seatwarmer. I emailed him about a project that I wanted to do that would profile 7 people with disabilities in a very, very positive light. They would get a lot of media attention. It would raise money for Special Olympics, and it would be a very constructive project that people would remember for a very long time. Well, I got a response from Sammy Seatwarmer, who, by the way, went to Seatwarmer University, where he was taught just to sit in his seat all day and capitalize on family connections. But I got a response from him. What he did, he forwarded my email to the Global Branding and Marketing Coordinator of Special Olympics, who, by the way, was an assistant general manager at a restaurant and pub prior to getting that position at Special Olympics. And I sent the Global Branding and Marketing Coordinator, who I'll refer to now as Bozo1, the information. And I just wanted to follow up to see if he got it. And this is what he had to say on April 29th. He said, "Hi, Mark. I did receive all of your materials. Thank you. We will take a look at this internally and hopefully be able to get back to you late next week. Thanks, Bozo." Okay, that was on April 29th. So on May the 12th, I hadn't heard from him. So I thought I would send him an email. And I did. And I said, "Bozo, did you get a chance to review the materials that I sent you?" And on, let's see, that was on May the 12th. Was that on May the 12th? Yes, it was. On May the 12th, I sent him that. And on May the 12th, he responded. And he said this: "Thanks for following up. We did get a chance to review the materials. You've done some impressive work!" Exclamation mark. That's a good sign. "We bounced around lots of different ideas and possibilities. We certainly see the potential of the project." Okay? And that was great news. And he had some other questions, and I answered all of his questions right away. And then on May the 15th, a few days later, I sent him this email. I said, "Bozo, I just wanted to touch base with you to see if you had an interest in the project. If you have any questions, we should talk soon." Okay? That was on May the 15th. Well, he responded, and he said this. He said, "Hi, Mark. We have a regular Monday morning editorial meeting, at which time we'll be discussing the project, and I will be able to provide you feedback afterward." Well, that was certainly good news. Well, Monday rolls around. I didn't hear from him. Tuesday rolls around. I didn't hear from him. So Wednesday of the following week, I get an email from Bozo 2. Apparently, Bozo 1 has retired. And this is what Bozo 2 had to say to me. He said, "Mr. Dempsey, Bozo 1 forwarded me your emails. One of the things I do here is review books and proposals and other similar projects to determine whether it is something that Special Olympics should consider. I am sharing your information with a couple of people who help make those decisions, and will get back to you next week. Thank you for your interest and patience, Bozo 2. Well, hang on a second now. But Bozo 1 said that he had been reviewing it, and he'd been kicking around ideas with people. Now I hear, weeks after that, that Bozo 2 now has the project and is reviewing with people at Special Olympics. Well, how many people does it take to review a 2-page letter and a sample chapter of a book? Can't imagine it. Well, anyway, I send Bozo 2 a letter, or rather an email, and I say, well, thanks, I appreciate it. Got everything you need? He wrote back and said yes, and his final words to me, I'll be back with you soon, Bozo 2. And that was on May the 20th. Well, June the 3rd rolls around. Hadn't heard from them. And I started out on April the 29th. And then all this time, they said they were going to get back to me next week. They're going to get back to me soon. Both of them said that to me. And nothing ever happened. So I withdrew the project from Special Olympics because I thought I was dealing with people that weren't honest and trustworthy. And if I had made a mistake in some way, I knew at least they were not competent people. I mean, if they can't even review a a 2-page letter, how on earth will they ever be able to execute what I was suggesting to them? And this is what I wrote to them. This is what I wrote to Bozo 2, Bozo 1, and Sammy Seatwarmer. I still believe that it is very important to give people with disabilities a voice and to have positive examples of them in the media. Their stories are rarely told, and the primary goals of this project are to foster understanding and acceptance. The parents who I contacted who have children with disabilities felt that it was important too. Parents who have children with disabilities feel terrible when negative stereotypes and hurtful words like retard appear in the media. And this is an opportunity to address their feelings with something truly positive. What is so disheartening is that I patiently waited for 5 weeks for a reply and made a number of inquiries, but I never got a firm answer, nor even one phone call from anyone at Special Olympics to discuss the project. And I wish them well. Now, what lessons did I learn there? Well, I learned that Special Olympics was really not interested in fostering positive examples of people with disabilities. If they had, they would have responded. Were they competent people? I really didn't feel that way about them. They didn't respond. If they had responded, they would have let me know in short order that they were serious, but they weren't serious. 5 weeks went by without a response, and yet all during that time, I was assured that I would get one. People with disabilities deserve a lot better than that. I hope they will one day get what they truly deserve, positive representations in the media and the elimination of our words and other words that are hurtful and callous and indifferent to what they're all about. They're great people. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot to contribute. And I just wish Special Olympics would have given me a chance to show that to the American public, but they chose not to. They were indifferent. They just didn't care. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you. And the next time you give money to Special Olympics, make sure that you know who you're giving money to. And make sure you know where their interests lie. That's very, very important to you as a donor. My name is Mark Dempsey. I'm an author and journalist. And please, if you have any comments or questions, don't hesitate to email me. I'm happy to answer them. My email address is markd112@yahoo.com. markd112@yahoo.com. And thanks so much for listening.